Alright, it's about time to put the real stuff on the blackboard, and we're gonna put the money 2.0. This is what is gonna basically control the third level pyramid and determine which people go up and which people go down, and I call this a priority system. Priority system determines which one is the best, not the most popular, but which one is the best. Popularity contest is going out of the window. There are just way too many people and way too many directions to go and be the best at. So instead of that, we'll gather all of that information about how people like it and dislike something and determine which is the best thing. Like, Justin Bieber is not the best. It's really bad, but that's why he's so popular. I'm talking about the old kind of Justin Bieber. Anyways, like sometimes we like to laugh at bad things and that becomes the most popular, but it's definitely not the best. It can be the best in popularity, but again, it's not the best. There are basically another dimension of how to figure out who's on a real top, because there are many ways or places you can be the best, and these places are also different in value as well. So just popularity is just linear kind of thing. Now, one thing has struck me very much. There is something called Masonic 33rd degree, and if you can figure out, well, I just figure out by doing the video that 3, the third level, can also be called a third degree, right? So it's all about the ranking system as well. So Masons would be kind of ahead. And again, in this, first we have the first 3 as the first level, and then we have, again, degrees are kind of like levels. You get degrees in everywhere, basically. In military and education, you get degrees. In education and military, that's basically everywhere. So there are also 3 sub-degrees in the third level, I would say, and you would have this pyramid of even the highest degree of 33rd degree as the super highest degree. Another like connection that I found on the internet, it just reminded me, Christ came out and started kind of teaching other people when he was 30 years old, and he died when he was 33 years old. That was a very interesting thing. It's kind of symbolic, I would say. But yeah, that led me to understand what the fuck is going on with the number. I think I understand it now. And now we can move on. Again, I'm not saying that you have to become a Mason or something. Yes, I'm probably gonna try to make a society. Doesn't mean that I will be controlling it or anything like that. It means that, well, I will be, again, one of those guys that will try to put people together. I'm not even saying that I'll be the only one, because there's so many communities that kind of trying to achieve this similar thing, but they kind of still blinded up. from one another. So now let's get to the meat of the topic and say what the fuck is the money all about. So first we have to have certain functions, is that money is wanted, right? You cannot go without having the need of the money. 2.0. The only reason why you can go up in rank and get up to the third level, right, is if you don't need and don't want the money that you have before you. So you have to get rid of your connection to the previous money and now want this money and be dependent on this money, because, well, you are in a different level of rules. So again, this is what it has to be. It has to be wanted because it has to make trades. It has to have some kind of value. Now the money will be digital, and fully digital. You cannot get away from you cannot steal the money, you cannot do anything with it, because, well, once it's digital, it's just there. It doesn't have to be governed or policed in any way. The only thing that has to be policed are the rules that happens in different degrees, where you would be considered a criminal if you cross down in the negative position. That's when you have to be policed, but otherwise it doesn't matter where you are. You're good, because you're kind of not destroying the system itself, and that is a good thing. So also digital, because it has to be, everyone has to have the value. Everyone's value has to be known for other people. You can, of course, use a shield that would hide you from how much money you have, but again, I would actually change money into points and say that these are the points. And actually I've started pointing out my videos and assigning certain points. That's what you're gonna see in every single Blackboard video, at least, where I assign certain points, and this means how much I prioritize this video, how much I want this video to be seen by other people. So that's the reason behind that. And yeah, what is this? There's the last part, that it always flows. So that means that it's gonna be depleting. And all of these rules basically make it for a system where money basically determines who is the best person. So here's how it's gonna work. Let's say I upload a video and it gets a certain amount of ranks. You maybe want to give some points, right? You may want to remove some points. Again, all of this action that you would make would require your points. If you want to take or give, you can't really take, but I'm actually not sure. Could you be able to take a certain amount of points? Maybe that's actually possible, that you could actually take points away from the video. But yeah, kind of makes it weird. But you have to understand another thing, that all money that floats around always goes back to the source slowly if it's not being if it doesn't flow. So if the money doesn't flow, well, it's gonna go back to the source. So basically everything you have is just gonna deplete or radiate, because what radiation means, you have half-lives where material goes into the state of half material, half material, half material. That's basically how material radiates. It's the same way the money would radiate, or the points would radiate. You would have, the more points you have, the faster it's going to radiate those points. So you kind of gonna be left out with this average kind of value, which it's kind of stable, but it shows the value of how well you're able to flow the value in to you, and basically how much value goes through you, not how much value actually you have with you. So that's the point. Again, you rate down the video, rate it up. I'm still wondering about the part where you actually are able to take the value, but I think that's a better idea than just using value to take value. It's kind of weird, but it's still out there, like as a value. You can still count the total of how much negative value has been put there and how much positive value has been put there. And again, this system kind of floated around YouTube, where every single video, or at least I would find a comment where it would be nice to not go into this creepy part of YouTube where the dislike bar is just ridiculously low. So, and I think like it's kind of better to have points, but maybe both could be also in a place where you have a certain amount of percentage and certain amount of points. Points would still kind of mean that it's a better video, but it also still kind of means like it's more popular. But when you get the rating, it's probably gonna be very accurate in and of itself. So the rating is like the real thing, or the average value as well. You can go very deep into the stuff, and that's what I'll have to do basically, because I have to develop the system and I have to understand this so well. And again, I would like make examples with games. One of the ways to do it is like you have a certain amount of land, and the better you do with the land, the more land you get, until you have this threshold where you do basically the same with this land as you would do with this land. But the thing is that all the land has to produce the same amount of value, but you would have different amount. People would have different amounts of land, so it all comes down to how much value you can produce in a certain amount of land. And if you can produce more than others, you will grow. If they can produce as the norm is, they will have to decrease in value. This is somewhat how it's gonna work. This is how priority system basically works. It gives you something, and if you do well, it's gonna give you more of that. So you can look at the YouTube, and you would have your YouTube profile where you upload the videos, and what you would be looked at for is what kind of people you attract, what's the average score, what's and that score would be reduced by how much that person invests in you, how long it's watching your videos, and how much it interacts with your videos, how it rates your videos, and all of that stuff. So this is what, again, the average score. But still, you wouldn't be looking at the average score. You would simply look at the score of the YouTube channel itself and how well its videos have been doing. But still, you want to kind of look at the average value of the video. But then, even then, it's kind of weird because, well, some videos are gonna bring your channel down, but you still shouldn't be deleting them because it's information, right? So again, you kind of go back to the same place and try to look at what audience is active in the past, like a week or a month, certain time length, and what kind of audience is active, who is really subscribed. I mean, basically the subscriber count would have a completely different meaning. It wouldn't count a number of subscribers, but the value of subscribers. And you would really try to make it dynamic as possible. If someone is not watching your videos for long enough, you would take out the subscription automatically. So if you not upload a video that doesn't affect, perhaps, because you can sometimes upload videos every so often, but it always have to be watched. So I don't know, it's like the system is pretty complicated, and this is just scratching the surface. Basically, the conclusion is that you would have the best YouTube channel that doesn't have the most subscribers, but the most value in subscribers, and the most average value, or yeah, like you would still have to look at the subscribers and how they interact with the videos and what's the average value that they kind of give away. And if the average value is higher than the average of the whole YouTube community, the YouTube channel basically has to go up, because it has more potential, obviously, than other YouTube channels, so it has to be promoted and go up. That's again, you would give more land basically if the YouTube channel performs better. That's basically the purpose. And let's compare it to the past. Does it happen in the past? Obviously not really, because we just simply don't know. We don't really count the score. We don't really care about collecting the data. Just now it's happening because of the internet, but again, we didn't have the possibility. Now we have the possibility, and it's kind of happening automatically. But there is a big leap to make if you want to make the system as a whole to work. So it's kind of interesting, because I believe this system is already being thought about by other people that are really high up. Again, like this 33rd degree is like similar system that's in place already in some societies, but I'm not sure that those societies just let random people in. They would kind of like pick people instead of having open doors for everyone. So that's kind of the real problem here that I'm having, and that's why it's all gonna be happening within a transition, not just like it's already there. And I'm not sure how bad it's gonna be, but yeah. Again, I'll figure out a few key things, like where you get, like there is always the source that distributes the priority points and all of that stuff. and it probably gonna be the kind of like have the form of Kickstarter, where people are actually gonna use the source money. They're not gonna use their own money, but they're gonna use the source money to distribute it to the new people or the people that needs or asks. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's gonna work. So that's something that I'll figure out for the next video. And it's gonna be a long topic. Oh yes. Maybe even 4 parts. See you guys next time.